This is D Wade 1017 bringing you the SonicSports 2010 NBA playoff update. Okay, let's start out in the East with the Celtics and the Cavaliers. This was a very weird series in some ways. It was there were some blowouts by both teams. At points, it looked like Cleveland was going to have control of the series, and then Boston was. But the wins almost leveled out at the end, and Boston came away with win the series in 6 games. Um, it was a good series for the most part, but there were a lot of blowouts, like I said earlier. And obviously everything was kind of centered around LeBron and what he did and how he played and his elbow. But it's like he one of the games he really looked out of it. Like to me, it looked like he was barely even trying. And it's a shooting night is the bad shooting night is one thing, but it looked like he had no effort whatsoever. So at that point, it looked like there was something beyond his elbow. But it's not only his fault. It's everyone as a whole. Now we move on to the Orlando Magic and Atlanta Hawks series. This was a very lopsided series. Almost every game was a blowout. I did not expect this at all. It being a 2-3 seeds matchup. I don't know what happened to Atlanta in this series. It's Dwight Howard was able to stay out of foul trouble. That helped them a lot, and they were making threes. There was the game 4, I think it was, that Orlando shot a higher percentage from 3 than Atlanta did from 2. And yeah, Jameer Nelson's playing great, and everyone's in their groove. So I think Orlando played a great series and was able to easily win almost every single game in blowout fashion. Now we move on to the Western Conference, where we have the Los Angeles Lakers playing the Utah Jazz. I think the Lakers swept this series. The sweep doesn't represent how the two teams played each other. The Lakers and the Jazz every single game pretty much came down to the final few minutes of the game. They were close, and then game 3, it was just like the Jazz lost by 1 point. It was horrible. But the Jazz played a very good series, even though they didn't win a game. They showed a lot of heart, and they did play well. And now we move on to the Suns and the Spurs. The Suns were finally able to get their revenge on San Antonio, but like the Lakers and the Jazz, I felt like each game was close, and the Spurs played well for the most part, but the Suns found ways to win. At the end, Dragic got hot, and he had 23 points in the quarter in Game 3. Both teams played pretty good series, and happy for the Suns, they were finally able to beat the Spurs. I also felt like Tony Parker should have been started in the beginning. Some of the games might have turned out differently if that did happen.